very important issue to your attention. According to DoSomething.org and SOS-USA.org, it's the oldest criminal organization in the world, human trafficking. It brings in more than $32 billion on a global scale annually, and happens here in America every day. Between 15,000 and 18,000 individuals are trafficked into the U.S. every year, and it is estimated that 100,000 are trafficked out. Through this speech, I want to show you the widespread issue of human trafficking and how you can end the injustice. SOS-USA.org says, child trafficking is defined as the transport of persons by means of coercion, deception, or consent for the purpose of exploitation, such as forced or consensual labor or prostitution. This is modern-day slavery. The dictionary defines slavery as the state of one being bound in servitude as the property of a slaveholder or household. This happens easily every day. Once there was this young lady who was visiting the mall. She went to this mall often to hang out with friends and to window shop. Today she went alone. While she was there, a man approached her saying that he was looking for a waitress to work in his restaurant nearby. He gave her a card for his business and left. Later that week, she called the number on the business card and talked to the individual again. He said he needed a waitress to start immediately and told her all the information she needed. However, when she asked where the restaurant was, he told her he would take her to it if she would meet him at the mall where they first met. She did this, but rather than the man taking her to the restaurant, he took her to a dingy motel room in which he forced her to drink vodka and take drugs that made her disoriented and confused. Then he brought in more than 60 men, which she was forced to have sex with over 3 days' time. She didn't get any sleep or any food over those 3 days, but finally the flow of clients of this pimp stopped. Finally she was able to find a way to escape, but she was scarred forever. I'm sure we all remember reading Uncle Tom's Cabin when we were children. We remember crying when mothers were separated from their children, and when Tom was beat by his master even though he was innocent. We are touched by these stories because they really happened, and the inhumanity and bigotry of slavery affected our culture. Little do we realize that this is still happening today in human trafficking. The only difference is that now all ethnicities, races, and ages are included in the violence. You might be saying, "Oh, I live in a good neighborhood, and my children go to a safe school." But this is present in every city and town in the United States. Children are picked up while walking home from school. Teenagers are picked up and coerced while at the mall or at the movies. Adults are deceived at their business places and by their friends or mates. Pimps and Johns don't look shady anymore. They are everyday people that we see everywhere. They're store clerks, parents, and business owners. There's not just one face to this crime, and is not easily recognized. The worst thing of all is that someone can purchase and receive a human being in only 30 minutes' time. This is because human trafficking has exploded all over the internet, with Backpage.com currently at its helm. We need to remove the adult services section from Backpage.com. I have a petition that I am putting up on the internet. I'm putting a link to it in this video, and it is very important that you go there and you stop this, because if we can take the adult services section off of Backpage.com, that'll remove more than $20,000 of the annual income of the sex trade, and it will begin the momentum of moving this crime back to the streets where the police officers can catch the criminals who are in charge of it. This is proven to work. Petitioning a site has been proven to work because in early 2013, CNN news anchor Amber Leon talked to the owner of Craigslist, who had a similar adult services section. She asked the owner of Craigslist what he was doing to protect these young girls who were being sold through his site. He had no response. When the public stood up through petitioning, Craigslist was forced to shut down their adult services section. However, those people have now moved over to Backpage.com. Backpage.com needs to be shut down as well. These crimes are hidden in plain sight. One girl who was trafficked at the age of 16 escaped and said concerning her everyday life that it felt like she was walking around naked, screaming for help, and no one could hear her. She didn't speak about what had happened to her because she was afraid that the pimp would find her and kill her. Please go and sign this petition. We need to free these people, and they can't speak up for themselves because they are coerced and deceived, and they are held captive by threats. Thank you so much for listening to this video, and please keep these people in your prayers.